Hey there! Today I've got a special treat for you. I have a budget-friendly luxury gift guide that covers everything, well, not everything, but some things for everyone on your gift list, whether they're into luxury, thinking about luxury, or wondering, what it's all about because you love it and they're curious about it too. Let's face it, luxury doesn't have to mean breaking the bank. You can find a great gift on a budget, whatever that budget may be. You may have a little bit more to spend, a little bit less to spend. I'll try to give you some tips and tricks into finding the perfect gift for your special someone at the right price for you. So let's jump into my curated list of ideas on the perfect gifts and at the most affordable prices you can find. So I'm going to break my list up into 3 sections, basically for her, for him, and for the home. But to be quite honest with you, a lot of the items don't have a gender per se and really don't need to be specific to her or him or home. They probably are for everyone, but they just kind of lend themselves to that specific category when you're shopping a website. So the links may go to the for women section, but really they're for anybody. We're modern people now. You can find a lovely gift in any section and it's for anybody, anyone, anytime. So, we'll loosely say we're going to start with for her. So my first recommendation for a gift for her is a nice shawl or scarf or accessory. And some great options are, especially with this time of year being the winter, a nice wool or cashmere scarf from a higher end brand. And I know that they can get quite up there in price. So Ralph Lauren happens to have a couple of pretty affordable options in this realm. So I found one of those. I'll put them up on the screen for you to check out. I don't have one yet. I have a Macy's brand scarf and shawl that isn't sold anymore, and I'm thinking, well, why am I going to show you something you can't buy anymore? So I'm going to put up on the screen things that I recommend or think that would be a good buy for the price. If you have a little bit more to spend or really want to focus on a designer item in this category, I really recommend going with a Mitzah or a Bandeau or a Twilly from Hermes. So this is a Dior Mitzah. They are about $250 for the Dior. Let me grab my Louis Vuitton ones. So Louis Vuitton has them in a couple different sizes. So really check the measurements. So this is the normal or regular size. It's a little bit wider than this, I want to call this, I think this is the pop bandeau. So about twice as wide, same length, but it's definitely a larger bandeau. So this one I believe was $220 or $230, and this one was just $200. So that's usually when there's a price discrepancy. If it's a little bit cheaper, it's one of these thinner ones. Still beautiful, still very useful, but I particularly like these thicker ones for accessories to wear like around the neck, when you're wearing a turtleneck, or in your hair. They make really great headbands. And I really enjoy that they have 2 different patterns on them. So one side, that color. This was the, I believe, Christmas animation for last year, if I remember correctly, with the Vivian. So on one side it's the smaller, and on this side it's this large print. And then the Mitzah for Dior was, this is the Cruise collection. So this is a new one. You can buy that now. There'll be a link for it down below. And then this is the pink. And then it has the classic Dior logo on the back side. So Hermes is very similar. It will have one print on one side and the reverse has a different color way or print on there. I think that for me. Hermes is very beautiful. They're slightly shorter than the LV bandeaus. So I am quite partial to LV. I have, I think, probably 6 total LV bandeaus, and I had an Hermes Twilly, and I ended up sending it back because it just was too short and didn't fit the purpose I had purchased it for. So for the money, I ended up just returning it and purchasing a bandeau, and it was the Pisces one that I have up there. So, but anyway, they're very versatile, so you can either wear them or use them as accessories on your bag. So it's a really nice entry foray into the luxury space. Okay, so our next category or item that I suggest for ladies, or again, this could be for men as well, is a fragrance coffret or sampler that you can purchase. And you get this at a variety of different locations. The most common places you'll find items like this are like Nordstrom's or Sephora, different beauty locations. But interestingly enough, Hermes does have a customizable kind of sampler trial set that you can create, and I'll put an image of it and a link down below. So this, I have 2 sets from Hermes, and I actually got both of these from the Nordstrom anniversary sale. This was 2 years ago, this one, and the other one was, I think, 3 years ago. And I really liked the Twilly set, which is the first set I purchased. And then this one was the Parfums Jardins collection, which I'm not as much of a fan of, but I was really glad this is a way to jump into a fragrance line and test out higher end fragrances without spending too much money. I think it was around $120 or so, which is not cheap by any means, but these fragrances aren't cheap either. So it's a very decent size set that you get of them. I believe they're 15 mil. Yes, 15 mil bottles, and in this set there are 4 of the Jardin ones. With the Hermes website, you can customize. I believe you can select any 4 out of, I think it's a dozen or so different scents that they offer to create a kit out of. So, and it comes in the orange box presentation, so you get that component, and then whatever other packaging Hermes may offer directly from their website. If you purchase it from Sephora or Nordstrom's, it's just kind of whatever wrapping they have, and I don't believe Sephora does anything really special, just the black and white kind of packaging. And Sephora is like the little minis of their classic scents, so not their nicer higher end boutique scents. And then Nordstrom only has, I believe right now, some custom gift sets, so whatever fragrances you want for them. And then I know Gucci has some great scents you can purchase from. Just about every other luxury fragrance boutique has some type of sampler or trial set or some type of miniature that you can purchase, especially this time of year. So it's a really great way to start into the fragrance line and get your partner, spouse, friend, whoever is on your list, something nice from, you know, maybe some place where they wouldn't normally splurge on themselves. So I highly recommend picking up something like this to give them a taste of luxury. And for the last, I recommend personalized jewelry. And I'm not talking about initials and engraving per se. You can totally go that route. I'm thinking more along the lines of something that represents those individuals, either maybe their favorite pastime, hobby, what have you. So Pandora is great with having, you know, the different charms that you can purchase, and the bracelets are relatively reasonable as well. I'll link to those. I don't have anything from Pandora, but I've always admired all of the variety that they have in jewelry. So I think they're really beautiful. I do have a couple couple of examples of things like what I like to receive. So for my birthday earlier this year, and I haven't even had a chance to wear it yet out, I had this Nadri from Nordstrom gifted to me with the letter K, and I know my name is Nancy, but my last name is Carnes, and I tend to gravitate towards my last name's initial with things around the house or just in general. So my mother-in-law got me this, and I just want to get a longer chain for it before I wear it, because I tend to like to have longer chains. But that was very thoughtful and very nice of her to do. So I have that one. And then another thing I was very into for quite some time, and I still am, I have them all around, but I have a variety of different black diamond charms that go on necklaces. So this is a panda. Panda is my favorite animal. So I have black diamond and white diamond panda. And then I used to have kitty cats. If you've been with me since the beginning, you know I had Hoshi and Gigi were my last two little boy cats, and they unfortunately passed away December 9th of 2020. And had a ton of cat jewelry and cat knickknacks and things all around the house. So I have my little cat charm and the black diamonds, and I have a really big, huge, open, freeform cat pendant as well in there. So just, you know, it's just something that meant a whole lot to me, and I was gifted these because people knew how much Hoshi and Gigi meant to me. They're my babies, and still to this day, you know, they're my babies. And I, you know, tell the girls, you hear them snoring down here, you know, they would have loved their brothers. So, you know, it's something like that. You go and find something that represents, you know, maybe they like to cook, you know, pot and pan, what have you, if they're a crafter, ribbon, what have you know, a color, whatever makes you think of them, and when they look at it, they'll think of you because you were so thoughtful in purchasing that item. So I'll link to a couple different options of things I've seen out there, but that's my recommendation for something to splurge on for your person. Okay, so moving on to the men in your life, or again, like I said, these are complete unisex items. I think that just about every guy that I have in my life or have, you know, ever encountered doesn't really think too much about their wallet or, you know, their keychain or what have you, but they think to splurge on that kind of item for themselves. So they just buy whatever's on sale or on clearance, and you know, it would just be a nice, thoughtful gift to get them something that is a little bit more elevated. So a couple of suggestions I have are the key pouches and key holders from Louis Vuitton. They're a little bit spendy, definitely a splurge. So somebody that would appreciate the item. I believe they're really well made. So they are quite a bit more expensive than they were. I know when I first acquired my Monogram 6 key, it was probably like $200 maybe. And I think this one is now $320, I believe, but it's beautiful. It's still really great quality. I really enjoy utilizing this one when I can. I have a matching passport holder in this print. I'm trying to remember what else I have in this, but I have quite a few graphite items, and just I really enjoy the men's line with the black canvas pieces. So that one I think is a really great item. And oh, I put it away, but the one thing I really enjoy about the 6 key, the size of it, it's still compact enough so it can hold their key, but it's got this little slot in the back right here that just perfectly will fit, you know, your debit card or bills folded up, or if they have you know, their license and maybe an access card to get into a building. This would be like my run around town kind of thing. So this could be quite a versatile piece, even though it doesn't have as many card slots, it could still be useful. So it's not just a key holder, it can be used for other things. And then of course there's, you know, the holiday packaging that Louis Vuitton does this time of year. So they usually do something really pretty with the ribbon and the gold markings on the box. So that's always lovely. And then I have the regular key pouch, which also I think closer to like $3, I believe, if I remember correctly. I think I wrote it down here. $3.25. Oh my God. Wow. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, they're both $3.25. So a 4 key is $2.65, which is fine. And I have a 4 key, but because it doesn't have the extra storage in the back, I would only do a 6 key personally. Again, a 4 key is fine if that's what you're using it for, but the 6 key has the versatility on there. But honestly, being the same price between a 6 key and this, I mean, I like the fact that you can put other things in there, but you really can't hold a card in this one. It's not big enough. The leather ones do have a little bit more space, but they're in the $400s now, $400 or $500. So lovely one. And then before I forget, if your person is not opposed to pre-loved, look on the pre-loved market, because sometimes you can find these at really great deals. You don't get the packaging and the experience, but if your person doesn't care about that, if that's not what they're into, they just want the item, you know, go that route. Try, you know, just getting that. If you have some spare packaging, then do it up for them. I mean, I know myself, I've bought so much stuff. I have got a ton of boxes. I've got, I don't know how much ribbon over there in just a vase that I just stuff them into. So I could do myself up a nice, lovely packaging for my person if I bought them something pre-loved. You know, look for something in, you know, good condition, and, you know, save a few bucks if you can, and they'll probably appreciate it just as much because you thought of them and that's what something that they really wanted. So I never turn my nose up at pre-loved when it's something they really want, and that's the only way to really acquire it. And then you can try it out and see if it's something you do want to splurge on eventually. Maybe they'll end up, you know, getting something, using it for a little while, and ending up thinking that it's not worth it to them, and then you're only out that fraction of the price that you paid because you got it pre-loved. So just make sure you don't splurge and go over the price you'd pay in a boutique, because you never want to pay more than retail. So for the next item I suggest for, you know, the gentleman or friend in your life is some gourmet tea or coffee, or the accessories if they're really into that. So last Christmas I bought my husband one of those Ember mugs, that the programmable that keeps your drink warm. Big hit. They're not cheap, but they're definitely worth it if that's something that's really important to them. I like to splurge on, you know, specialty teas from wherever they want to shop from. So he's got a couple different brands. They're kind of niche and unique that I buy off of the internet and have it shipped in. Some folks just, you know, aren't aware of what's out there. So if you want to pick something up that's not necessarily unique, but just more luxe, like a Williams Sonoma might have a variety of things that fit the bill. So like Fortnum & Mason items that may be not as easy to come by here in the US. Williams Sonoma would have it. They have some different higher end coffee items as well, and then some lovely tea and serveware as well. That there's just one honeycomb line at Williams Sonoma that's like given Gucci. I mean, Gucci vibes everywhere. Gorgeous, gorgeous tableware. So I'll insert some images on that. So if somebody's into Gucci and wants like their cup to look like that, that's where you would go. It's a really cute and fun kind of way to splurge on, you know, everyday pieces that you would use. So just a really fun kind of unique thing. And the last item on this category, I didn't think this would be as popular as I've been noticing lately, but there seems to be a resurgence in, you know, journaling and writing and sketching and just that, you know, offline type of work. So a leather bound journal or sketchbook, or just somewhere that somebody can, you know, document or you know, go back to writing things by hand or drawing things by hand. It's somewhat relaxing and just kind of feels a little bit different, especially if you work, you know, all day on a computer and that's, you know, all you do. Sometimes it just feels refreshing to step away from the screen and, you know, write into a lovely type of journal or paper notebook. So a couple of suggestions. There's a Montblac leather bound notebook that looked really beautiful. I'll again do links and images. Aspinal of London has a really beautiful one that I was really surprised, and it was on sale for like $90. So that was really, really fun. If you want to splurge, and I love it, and I took one up, the desk agenda from Louis Vuitton. I just think that I get the most use out of that, surprisingly enough. You wouldn't think it would do anything, but I have it on my desk every day. It's on my I have an L-shaped desk and it's over here. I keep it open, and I personally buy the LV agenda insert, and that's on one half of it, and then the other half I just use just whatever random one I pick up, and I use that to, I have the work side, my 9-to-5 job on one side. That's usually what I do with the LV one, is I'll write in whatever I need to know for work, meetings, what have you. So it's just my way of staying organized, but I just love having that mechanism of keeping myself organized. And I know I can keep it in my phone, and there's some things I do kind of like dual entry, where I'll write it in the book and then I'll, you know, also put it in my phone. But there's just something about the, you know, writing it down and visualizing it and seeing it in front of you. Or if you're, you know, for me, I work right here, so I'm in my meeting, maybe talking to somebody, and I'll grab the agenda to take some notes. Just something about the old school handwriting that just really enjoy. And since it's just the shell of it, it's fully customizable into whatever you want to make it. So it's just a really nice piece. And granted, it's not cheap, but it's certainly something that it can be used for years to come. So it's an investment, and I gotta say, it pays for itself. And, you know, in the cost per wear, as they call it, I use it every day, and I don't see myself ever not using it. I think it's the smaller agendas, the ones I would actually put in my purse and take with me to an office, that I use less of now. So the desk agenda is the one I get the most bang for my buck from. I find that the desk agenda is probably your best bet. So if you want to splurge on something, that's great. And as a kind of a bonus side thing on that, if somebody already has those cases or agenda type holders similar to the LV agenda, the inserts from Hermes and Louis Vuitton, they're not cheap. They're around $120. I believe the Hermes one is $150. So it's just kind of a elevated mechanism to document things. And again, you get the packaging and the experience of getting a gift from the houses, but at a much more friendly price point. So that's one way to get something at a more reasonable level. So okay, so now we're at the home, and this one was probably my favorite part to think about. So if you've ever watched any of my, you know, Nordstrom anniversary sale videos, you know I've made little quips about the Barefoot Dreams blanket, and I love these with a passion. Don't get me wrong, I love them, but they're eking up there in price to being like ridiculous. So I have 3 at this point total, and I love them. Use them almost every day, if not Yeah, pretty much every day. Yes, I do. I don't sleep with them, but every night I curl up with one, or if I'm cold in here, I'll bring one in here. The dogs sleep with them. I've got them in different colors. It's just, they're so cozy. They're so soft. They're so warm. They're just really beautiful blankets. I think they're well worth, you know, the $100-ish, you know, price range, but you can find them cheaper. You may not find the exact colorway that you want, but you can find them cheaper at Nordstrom Rack. There's other places that occasionally have them on sale as well, but most consistently I found them at Nordstrom Rack for a little bit more reasonable. But you can find a $100 one almost all the time at Nordstrom, and QVC will do today's special value at least once a year with them. But I just think that they're very cozy, very beautiful blankets, and really enjoy them. So for the next item for the home, I recommend getting some scented candles, and particularly getting some of the gift set that come out. And this particular set is from the anniversary sale as well, but you can still pick up a similar version from Diptyque. I'm not quite sure if they have just the holiday scents or if there's one similar to this. Let me pull out the assortment here. So this one has 4 of the most popular ones in there, and I think they do have a similar one this time of year. It might have more scents that are not as spring-like. This has roses and figs and mimosa and such in it, and I think that it's like the Bois de Foie or something like that. I can't remember how you pronounce it, but it's like a fireplace one, and a nutmeg and this other more rich scent that they do for the holidays. So you might find that, and then they have 3 specific ones that come out every year for holiday. One's usually like a tree smell. I think it's called Sapin. So that's really nice. Joe Malone does some really nice ones. Voluspa, tons of different brands out there. But if you really want to just kind of give somebody a candle they would normally not splurge on, and those are pretty spendy in the full size. That set I believe was around $110, which is not cheap obviously, but for they're relatively long lasting, and for the quality of the fragrance that emanates from them, I believe they're worth it in my opinion. I do like them. Joe Malone does have some discounts on occasion. For the most part, they are pretty much high-end candles. You occasionally can find them at the cosmetic company outlet at a discount. In fact, I picked up a tree smelling one and an orange, a really prominent bitter orange from my cosmetic company outlet about 2 years ago, and those were really long lasting and really strong, and a beautiful gold label, gold lid. For the holidays it was really pretty. They come in usually a really nice box. This was the Reed diffuser box, but really pretty packaging. So just a really nice way to present a present. And I know you can get candles at, you know, Bath and Body Works, you can get candles at, you know, TJ Maxx or what have you, and they're not bad candles. These are just a little bit special. And if you just want to show someone that they matter a little bit more to you, I can't describe the treat it is to get something that's a little bit more elevated like this. They're just beautiful presents to receive. And if you want to make, you know, the full gift, get them you know, a wick trimmer. You can get them for like $10 on Amazon. I have a rose gold one that's fabulous. And then, you know, a really nice electric lighter, those rechargeable USB electric lighters, and you have a whole, you know, gift for relatively reasonable, and it lasts for quite some time. So I think it's a great investment and a great way to show somebody that you care about them. Okay, so the last category I have is basically cookware, which doesn't sound very festive or sexy or what have you, very giftable. It seems a little bit antiquated, but no, honestly, truly, I really do think that cookware, if it's something that they love, you can't go wrong with something just really special. Like one year I got this really fancy knife, a Wustov Santoku knife. Loved it to death. It just, I wanted that. I wanted a KitchenAid mixer one year, got that in my favorite color. This thing I'm going to talk about right now, one other thing I had wanted for years, got it, love it. There's sometimes it's literally, it's about that person. So when you know that it's something that they really, really want, or it means so much, you know, that is the gift. And it may seem like, oh my God, I'm getting them a pot or a pan. It's so rude. No, trust me, if that's what they want, if they want a Dyson vacuum, get them the Dyson vacuum. If that's going to make them happy, do it, because they're probably not going to splurge on themselves. So, you know, make the effort. This particular one is, and I'll pick it up, it's quite heavy, is my Love Creuset. And it's the tiniest little Dutch oven, but it's what they could afford. And I cherish it because it's in purple. It's my favorite color. I love it and use it all the time. It's beautiful. It's just gorge. And I love the fact that with Le Creuset, it's like a rainbow of colors. So you can find pretty much anybody their favorite color. Like they don't keep all the colors all the time, but they release some version of someone's favorite color pretty much every year. So in purple, they've had, you know, lavender, they've had this dark purple, they've had a different shade of it, but it's like you can always find something. The traditional ones are like the blue, the red, flame is that orange color. They usually have a yellow and a green. And I think there's like a white and a black. So those are like the standard ones, but then you can find like a whole rainbow and shapes and all sorts of stuff. But they're obviously not cheap, but there are some reasonable things on their website, especially in the sales section. And then they have outlets as well. So a couple of things I found some little tiny, small, like, oh, what do you call them? Like, creme brulee dishes. I can't remember what they're called. So I'll put them on the screen, but there's the cute little like serving dishes that you might do like a gratin in, or a little soup or something. And you do a little set of them, or just singles, depending on how many folks are in their family, or if it's just them. You know, you can get them in different sizes, but you know, get them in their favorite color. You get them a mug. You can get them in their dish, cooking utensils in that color. And it's just something just a little bit special, and they'll think of you every time that they use it. And that's the thing, it's just like, it's so special and just such a treat, because I honestly would never buy these things for me. I think I don't know if I just think I don't deserve it or what, but I just don't think about splurging on these types of things the way I do on the handbags and other items. So it's like, you know, it's just like out of my mind. I don't even think about spending that extra money. So when someone thinks about me and gets me something like that, that I know I'll love it and would totally buy it for myself if I made the effort. It's just something that's just fantastic. So there you have it. This is my budget friendly-ish gift guide for the luxury lover in your life. There are a lot of different things that are considered luxury, and it's really in the eye of the beholder ultimately. So you know, you obviously can purchase anything and they might think it's the biggest treat in the world or not. It's really up to you and you knowing the person that you're buying the gift for. I hope this gave you some good ideas on where to find some gifts, how to think about how to go and find gifts, and, you know, think outside the box, because it's not just about the price tag and that equaling luxury. It's really about what the item would mean to the person. So there are just so many ways to delve into luxury and enjoy it. I hope you have a great holiday season. It's almost time for the turkey over here in the US. So I hope this came out at a timely time and you're able to get your gifts for your loved ones. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be starting Vlogmas here shortly. It's going to be a little bit of a wild ride. I will talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye.